Didn't see you there. I was too busy not making any YouTube videos because I've been way too busy in life moving to another town and starting a new job. But here I am, finally, with the Velocity 1 flight simulator from Turtle Beach. It's a big old flight simulator thingy that's big old overdue in terms of when I was supposed to make a video about it. But that's okay, because we're here now. It's okay-ish, I guess. This is probably long overdue because it's a loaner unit as well. So, I'm sorry, Turtle Beach, but it's here now, which is what's most important, I think. This right here, I'm pretty excited about this thing. I was always really excited to take a look at it. So thank you to Turtle Beach for sending this bad boy out to me to take a look at. I've got a little bit of an unboxing clip for it, as well as just a couple things to say regarding mostly just the build quality and the features, because I'm not actually a flight sim guy myself, to be honest. But what I can tell you is all the juicy details about all the specs and everything you need to know about how it's built and how it looks. Alright, so here I have the big box. I had to open it up on the floor because it was too massive. I haven't had to do that with a product yet. Please excuse my interesting mix of attire. There we just had some manuals and stuff, so I just tossed that aside. Lame. And then we have the cool manual, I call it. Just a little poster thing kind of showing some basic setup instructions. And then some stickers and stuff. And then the good stuff, the throttle quadrant. That's the first big piece. Got a whole lot of buttons on there. Right away I noticed the steel of those little post things. Very nice, really nice feeling wheel there. A premium product, really. Steel posts in there, or pins, whatever you want to call them. And we got some sort of screwing mechanism for mounting on the bottom. That USB port there was for connecting to the main unit, which is right here. Exciting. You get a couple of USB cables. That's for connecting the two pieces together. And then you have your little options and such. Your little accessories for swapping stuff out to make it your own. Oh yeah. Pretty cool unit. At first I thought the screen was all messed up, but that was just a screen protector. It's got all of the standard like Xbox buttons on it kind of, and then the actual like yoke controls on the handles. On the bottom we have some rubber grippy pads, and those are the mounting mechanism there. I didn't know what they were. I thought they were some sort of button. And some more rubber pads at the back, as well as also some mounting holes for screwing them in or something on the back there. And then on the side, those are our USB ports. First of all, this thing comes in at just under $380 USD, so it's a pretty hefty price tag, but with that you're getting the full darn yoke, the full yoke, and then the whites. Just kidding, that's an egg joke. You're getting also the throttle thingamabobber. I don't remember what it's called, because I'm not a flight sim guy, remember? And it's got a whole bunch of settable buttons here. 10 full buttons that are all programmable. Kind of to pair up with those programmable buttons are the dash lights here, for lack of a better term, where they signal you of all sorts of goofy mabobbers going on with your flying machine in case it's about to crash or something. We got the parking brake, for example. Yeah, I think a few of us could use one of these lights in our car. Oh wait, they are in cars. Never mind. We've got all of our good old buttons up here on the controller part of the yoke. The yoke has a total of 22 buttons just on the handles. We got 11 on one side, 11 on the other. A lot of stuff on there, a lot of reprogramming that you can do both on Xbox and on PC. I tried that out. It's pretty difficult to figure out just how it works. Plus, I think, I'm not sure if it's still the case, but at a certain point, you were unable to use the Velocity 1 Flight Sim to its full capability. They were still releasing some software patches for that to make it work real nice. But right now, I know that you can at least do some reprogramming, which is pretty cool on both console and PC. And then we have another 12 buttons in the center of our controller here, along with our screen, where you can go through a few different menus and change a couple settings on the actual flight sim. What you can do to switch between the PC and the Xbox is actually go in here and just do a quick select of which one you want to connect to. That's all it takes. You still plug in the same darn cables anyways. It's pretty awesome. And then you can also go in there and do a sort of, it's like a training mode, which I found quite helpful. It's where you turn it on, and then every time that you press a button, somewhere on here, somewhere on anything, every time you activate anything, even if you activate one of these throttle bobbers, it gives you a little message on the screen telling you exactly what that is, what it's programmed to, the what that input is programmed to, which was very helpful. You can also select a couple different presets for like programming of different buttons and such. You can switch between like a propeller plane and like a twin engine jet. Now my favorite part. Don't call me a simp for this. 1 second. Open that bad boy up, go down past all that useful garbage, and you go to the settings here. Oh yeah. And you can change the LED brightness, but more importantly, you pop up option 1 LED color. Yes. And you can just cycle through, look at that. No, don't copyright strike me please for singing that. Anyway, moving on. Build quality is something that I really want to discuss in this video because I think that they did a really good job of it, and I think that that deserves to be recognized. My brother-in-law had a flight sim yoke like this, and basically it bolted down to the desk in somewhat of a similar fashion. Here, I'll show you guys a clip right here while I talk of just kind of how this one works, but it was a similar fashion, but it was with this like crappy plastic bolt or something. It ended up breaking, and he had to basically 3D print a new bolt. He was lucky enough that a nearby library had access to 3D printers, and somebody had actually created a 3D model of this plastic bolt so that he could rebuild it for his flight sim. But this bad boy, it's just got straight steel pin things, which are really awesome. They got these little hooks on the end that go underneath the edge of the desk and just clamp down like friggin' Tuesday, whatever that means. It's just really good that they really built it solid like that. Another way to mount it to the desk is also taking this, there's like a double-sided adhesive tape that you can slap on the bottom and slap down to the desk. If you have like a super permanent flight sim setup, I would recommend doing both, like tape and bolting her down good. But bolting her down good, I find, is plenty good enough. Unless you're really yanking on this thing, pulling back really hard, getting intense, then this back end, because it's actually quite deep, it goes quite far into your desk, it'll actually start to lift up just the slightest bit. But as long as you clamp it down good, she's solid. You also want to make sure to push it right into the back, right as far as you can, so that those hooks are completely underneath and not just hanging on the edge of your desk like this. Because otherwise the whole unit will tip. The whole unit will tip like this. Unless you have it nice and snugged up. Then it clamps down good, which is really awesome. I think it's a great system, and I think they did a great job, not just with the design, but with the materials that they built it with. A lot of the other components where it wouldn't necessarily be necessary to have it be metal, they still made it metal. The shaft of the yoke here going into the unit, nice and solid steel, which, you know, that might be a little more necessary than some things, but still they could have skimped on that for sure, especially considering the price point isn't crazy high for a full flight sim system. Then something that surprised me is on these little throttle sticks is that each post here is actually solid steel. They built them really nice. It's a solid design. It's not just some little plastic sticks that are going to snap off someday, which is really nice. Oh, now that reminds me that these bad boys just pop off real easy, They're nice and snug on there, don't gotta worry about them falling off or anything. But you're able to take them off and replace them with a different color if you want, or a different shape and color. As for plugging the thing into your computer or Xbox, real easy. You have one cable that goes from your little throttle section here to your yoke section, and then your yoke section has one single cable that pops on out of there straight to your computing device. Very simple. I thought it was going to be more complicated considering how many buttons are on this thing. I mean, come on. The fact that you can take something like this that's just so complicated and just plug it right into the Xbox, that really impresses me because, you know, consoles are always more limited than PC, particularly with those sort of things, where there's, you know, a lot of custom options involved. With that being said, I think that about wraps up the video. Thank you guys so much for coming to watch my little overview / review thing of the Velocity 1 flight simulator from Turtle Beach. Really amazing product for the price, I think. I can't really say too much regarding the total experience, but I can tell the thing is solid, and they put a lot of work into it, especially since CEO of Turtle Beach is actually a bit of a flight sim guy himself. So, well, he didn't, you know, design this thing personally himself. I'm sure that he put in a lot of input as an actual user of those kinds of products. And I think they did a great job on build quality. Like, if you look at the price compared to build quality, and then you just compare to the price of other flight sims on the market, those things would have to impress the crap out of me to really put them above this thing, because it feels good and it seems decently far below market value. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye.